Hey there guys, and welcome back to Alex Invests. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today I want to talk to you guys about three different stocks, one that I actually just recently picked up, and the other two you already know. The first one is Hillcrest Energy Technologies, again, we haven't seen much movement in the stock lately, and we've just kind of been hovering around that 0.2 level still, but that is kind of good news as well. We're seeing some nice consolidation there, and I also actually do expect some kind of big things here in Q4 with their proof of concept of their HEI, right? Their high efficiency inverter. And so we're going to go through why that is and why I kind of see some movements in the stock. Then next, we're going to take a look at MVMD, right? We obviously look at this one all the time, but they just made a voluntary retraction on one of their data sets regarding that 600% increase in solubility for ivermectin, right? Or their ivectosol. And sort of what that means for the company and if it's anything big or not really, right? And then finally, I want to talk to you guys about the new stock that I just bought, and that is Hippo, right? And for those of you guys who don't know what Hippo is, it's basically a home insurance company which just recently had a major tank, right? Quite a debacle with kind of the whole SPAC situation there. A lot of investors pulling their money out right before kind of the merger happened. And, some things in Texas leading to kind of a more of a decrease there in the stock price. And that's why I think it's a pretty good time to pick that up. So those are kind of the three things we're going to go over today. But I want to start off with Hillcrest Energy Technologies, right? And really, it's this that I want to mostly talk about here. They have, their proof of concept testing announced for Q4 2021. And if this goes well, then we could kind of see that proof of concept sooner than potentially expected, right? And I've already mentioned how you can really compare kind of Hillcrest Energy Technologies and EXRO Technologies, because they are sort of in the same space, right? We have Ari as well, who's moved from EXRO to Hillcrest, and they've both also kind of gone through this proof of concept stage, right? And that's really where I'm going to compare here what might be so big about this proof of concept testing, assuming it's going to be successful, right? We know it's for their high efficiency inverter, and all of that is good, but I really want to show you guys this. Let's take a look at the EXRO chart here for a minute. Now, this is before EXRO moved to the TSE, right? This is on the TSXV, and really what I want to show you guys is when they brought out their proof of concept being successful, right? And it was right here around September 3rd, right, is when they made the announcement. And look at this huge run, right, that we got since that September 3rd date. Now, I understand recently, we're back down quite a bit at that 2.7 level, 2.83 level right now. But I do still see good things moving forward for EXRO as well. Don't get me wrong there, but that's not what we're talking about right now, right? So again, this put their market cap somewhere around $100 million, basically tripling, right, to about $330 million. Again, lower now, right, but we're talking about what it was at the time, kind of, or at the similar stage that Hillcrest is potentially moving towards right now. So that's crazy, right? Almost, triple your investment there. And I think we could see something similar again here with heat as we kind of move into this proof of concept testing, and upon successful proof of concept testing, having that proof of concept, I do kind of see the market cap potentially doubling, if not more, right? And again, that proof of concept testing is really that first stage. They already have the Panasonic CEO and a lot of other kind of big names who are potentially, and not necessarily, but potentially willing to partner with Hillcrest on some of their projects moving forward there once they have that proof of concept testing done. Now, we won't know any of that, obviously, until we have a successful proof of concept. But still, even with that proof of concept, I do kind of see speculation pushing the price quite a bit higher than what it's at right now. So that's kind of the comparison I wanted to make, and it's definitely one worth noting. Moving back to kind of their most recent news release here, right? We have Jamie Hogue and Raj Clare kind of joining here, working through that commercialization, both having experience in kind of that clean energy sector. And again, coming at a time where they're getting close to that proof of concept testing, and from there, hopefully successfully proof of concept, or hopefully having a successful proof of concept, and then maybe moving into commercialization quite quickly. So I am very excited about Hillcrest, and at this kind of 0.2 level that we're sitting at right now, it is, in my opinion, a good time to buy the stock. You know, my average price, if you guys are wondering, is actually 0.2 right now as well. So you're actually, you know, getting a better price than me if you do decide to pick up some shares even right now. Also currently one of my biggest holdings here. Now, moving on to MVMD, right? And their recent announcement, which is not great. But again, it doesn't really mean too much, as they say in the article here too, right? So they had the retraction of a reported data set because it was kind of incorrectly used. And that is this, right? They say the December 10th and the January 14th news releases based on an erroneous analysis, as well as the incorrect use of comparator data. Now, that would be that 600 or 800% increase in ivermectin absorption with solubilization technology in preclinical trials, right? It's that 800% increase that I think you can't really discuss in that sense, and that's why they're removing it. But they do say that they're looking to kind of retest, rerun the trials, right? And hopefully provide an update soon on that. And that should again lead us back into that 0.3 level, hopefully on the stock. But again, watch out, right? Because we don't know kind of what this new trial testing is going to look like, or what the results are going to be. Albeit they say that there's going to be no material change to the business plan anticipated, meaning that they do still believe in their products, and they do kind of intend to move forward with this ivectosol being one of them, right? And so because they kind of plan on continually moving forward with this, and because, you know, a lot of their other trials have been quite positive as well, even though the price has been coming down, does mean kind of good things for the product. Now, again, I'm really hoping that we kind of see some trial news on that oncology section as well, hopefully soon. Again, I wouldn't be too worried about this. I'm definitely not selling any of my shares, holding on to everything I have. If anything, I'd be buying more at kind of these current levels since we are so low, right? Let's take a look at the chart here for a second. We are kind of at close to the lowest level here, right? Bottoming out at 0.225 here lately, coming close to those levels. So does that mean we see a bit of a run? Definitely, potentially it does. But, you know, from the past, right, we had dead cat bounce here, came back down again, right? Came back down. You know, could we see it again and come further down? There's definitely some potential for that, considering kind of the speculative nature of this stock, right? But still, I believe in Dennis and I believe in the team, and that's kind of all I wanted to say about that. Now, moving into Hippo, right? I did recently buy Hippo as a stock. Now you can see from the chart what's kind of happened here. This is the daily chart really zoomed out, but we can see, you know, this is originally when they had that SPAC, ran up all the way to $15, then here coming back down to $10, you know, starting off in 2021 here, as people kind of got more nervous around SPACs in general, you know, and here that's the merger date, and of course a huge tank from that as investors pulled their money on August 16th. We didn't get the best financial results either, and continued to come down, right? Now, we did have kind of a nice little run after we came down to that 3.7 level, since being tanking again, and on the way down here is where I bought, right around that 4.8 level is where I bought shares just the other day here. You know, and this one, not necessarily too long term, but I do kind of think that at a 4.8 level, they are medium to slightly undervalued, especially when you look at, you know, some of the other companies out there. Definitely Lemonade has quite a bit of a higher valuation than Hippo here. And they actually recently raised their full year outlook for a total generated premium of $544 million to $560 to $570 million. So a bit of an increase there. Customer retention for 1 year is 88%, which is quite good as well. Total generated premium also grew 101%, and all this in the midst of you know, seeing us come down so much here. Again, obviously we were quite overvalued here at the $10 level, but now that we're down here, there's definitely some room to kind of grow in this stock. Anyways, though, we could always go lower, but I've just put you know, a little chunk of money into this one, and hopefully we see some nice returns from that. So that is going to do it for the video today, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment as always. And other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.